Lindsey.
Bart.
Happy Thanksgiving.
It's our Thanksgiving episode. I am so excited about this week.
Me too.
Yeah, we've got a really amazing movie and an even more amazing guest.
Both fantastic. And I think it's somebody that we could probably talk to for hours, and a movie that we could talk about for hours.
Yes, absolutely. And somebody I do talk to for hours. She's one of my besties.
Well, let's get your bestie into the studio and let's get this thing started. How about?
I love it. Let's do it, Bart.
Welcome to another episode of Die Laughing. All right, welcome back. Hey, Lindsey Roberts.
Happy Thanksgiving, Bart, and everyone out there. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good. You know what? I'm going to change that. I'm great. You know what? I'm going to change it again. Throw a little Memphis in there. I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed.
God. Bless it, Bart, Shannon. That makes me really happy. Well, good.
How about you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Excellent.
I've had a, great week. Besides the fact that I had to watch a really scary movie, I'm doing okay.
Yeah, this movie, I was surprised by the jump scares that worked on me. I don't think I'm frightened of this creature, but then when you throw a bunch of them on a screen, how quickly things change.
Well, I'm petrified, so I was unsure if I was going to make it, and I was very proud of myself that I did.
Are you petrified or are you necrofied?
Oh.
That is a reference to the movie. Well, let's stop yammering and tell the folks what this week's movie is. How about that?
Heck yeah, let's do it.
So this week, we are tackling the 1990 creature feature horror comedy, Arachnophobia. How do you feel about spiders?
I'm horrified of them. Since I was a little girl, horrified. I saw this movie in the theater. So there's a few images, every time I still do something to this day, I think about this movie. It has permeated my being for a very long time.
This is the 35th anniversary of this movie.
Amazing.
I think it has been 35 years since I've seen it until this week.
No, same. I watched it once and I was like, I can't ever do it again. But the image is still stuck in my mind.
And also, 35 years later, I always remembered that was a good movie. I don't remember a lot of what happened. I remember Jeff Daniels was in it and totally forgot about John Goodman. But yeah, I just remember that stuck with me.
Oh, sacrilege, darling. How can you forget about John Goodman in this movie?
I know. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you too.
Thank you. Happy week.
Happy week.
And let's jump right into this.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right. Our movie this week is Arachnophobia, and I'm dying to talk about it, but we have a guest with us, as we always do. And this is somebody that we both know.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I can confirm.
She is a singer-songwriter, and she was in season 8 of American Idol. I think that was the Adam Lambert year. She made it to the final 11 on that season of American Idol. Just a joy to hear perform, see perform. And she has a new single out called West Coast, which is available every streaming service where you might consume music. There's an accompanying video online as well. You and I also have a special place for her because we share a group text where we see if we can make each other cry with sad videos.
I think I sent 2 already today.
Anyway, enough of this hoo-ha. Let's please welcome to the podcast, Alexis Grace.
Oh my God, yay, hi!
Wow, that was quite an intro, you guys. I don't know what to say.
I'm so happy you're here.
I'm so happy I'm here. I'm so happy we made it out of the group chat finally. And, we're doing something about all this energy that we have between the three of us. So thank you for having me. Wasn't expecting it to be, watching a scary movie, but
right.
It's all good. I enjoyed myself. And you're welcome, Lindsey, by the way, for my choice of film.
Listen, I kept my mouth shut and just let you pick. And I knew in my heart of hearts what it would be. And so I kind of mentally prepared myself.
Yeah, I think I knew immediately that it was the wrong choice for you when I heard you go, bleh, bleh. I was like, yes.
It was the perfect balance, though, for someone who's not maybe a diehard horror fan, because it's so 90s excellent.
Yeah.
Made by some of the heavy hitters in Hollywood, but it's also got great scares.
Oh, it's got great scares. And like you said, Bart, earlier, I haven't seen this movie since I rented it on VHS from Blockbuster with my sister and cousin.
Wow, what a difference.
It might have been 1994 or 5 when we rented it. It was like a Friday night. You know, you go to Blockbuster, you rent a few movies. That was one of them. Watching this movie unlocked so many core memories because I remember specifically we were screaming the entire night at every spider jump scare. But watching it from the beginning, I was like, this really is like a Steven Spielberg movie. It kind of felt like Jurassic Park at the beginning. You know what I mean? Like all those aerial shots of the helicopter and like Venezuela and stuff. I was like, oh.
Yeah, for me, it just reeks Indiana Jones in the opening.
Yeah.
Before we jump in, let's watch the trailer for Arachnophobia.
Okay.
Ooh, it's a good one, too.
The Jennings family has just moved to the small town of Canaima
Oh, Ross, smell that air. Oh, God.
in search of a simpler life.
Want to blow up a bullfrog? Okay.
It's the perfect place,
Goodbye crime, goodbye grime.
except for one pesky little problem.
Come with me and look at the web.
The web? I have a terrible fear of spiders. Come on, we live in the country now. It's time to work through this irrational, paralyzing terror. It's not irrational.
Hollywood Pictures and Ablin Entertainment present Jeff Daniels
Honey, we're in the living room. We need you to kill a spider.
and John Goodman
Dover McClintock, Infestation Management.
Because just a spider.
Would anybody object if I tore this floor out?
I would.
False alarm, then lead on. There's no spider here.
Every so often in a little town somewhere, there is a health scare.
There's a rumor going around that some kind of spider might have killed Sam Metcalf.
Doubtful.
Spiders make convenient culprits.
There's no spider here.
I think one of your Venezuelan spiders hitched a ride here. There may be some spiders around here that are very dangerous.
Dad, chill out.
Just run.
They spread out from a central nest in a web-like pattern and dominate the entire area. When that happens, this town is dead.
Better uncork my private stock.
Hollywood Pictures and Amblin Entertainment present Arachnophobia. 8 legs, 2 fangs, and an attitude.
Perk up, Lloyd. If we find the spider that did this, you can arrest him.
Arachnophobia, a thrill-omedy.
Great 90s trailer.
People don't make trailers like that anymore.
Yeah, that is a classic 90s trailer.
They don't make movies like that anymore, first of all, but they definitely don't make trailers like that anymore.
No, they don't.
Give it up.
Give it up for it. Let's jump right in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
All right, the beginning of the movie, we are following this photographer, last name Manley, can't recall his first name.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Don't get too attached.
Yeah, for sure.
Immediately, I knew I shouldn't.
You can kind of tell sometimes by the casting. It's like, I don't think you're going to be around at the end.
You're definitely dead.
You were chosen to be disposable.
Yeah.
Manley arrives ashore at the campsite and meets entomologist James Atherton, played by Julian Sands, at the peak of his hair game.
Oh,
Jesus.
Peak of his hair game.
Looking like a Malfoy. He really could have played Lucius Malfoy pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we talk about Warlock for just a second? And we don't have to, but man, yeah, peak hair for Julian Sands.
Yeah.
God, yeah. He was, he had his moment.
He really did have his moment.
Pretty beautiful.
Yeah, he was beautiful.
Whew. Okay.
And we're back. So Julian Sands' character, Atherton, and the whole crew head into the jungle in search of something we're not yet privy to.
Yeah.
So they get deep into the jungle, so deep where one of their guides refuses to trek with him. That's as far as he can go. And, you know, he called him an Indian at one time.
Yeah.
We're in Venezuela, and this indigenous person, it's like, how did Indian get into the script to describe this Venezuelan tribesman?
Have you seen Indiana Jones?
Yeah. This is the 90s. Nobody's got any kind of like
Cultural awareness.
correct at all.
So we follow this trek deep into the jungle. We come under this massive tree, and Julian Sands' character, Atherton, does what most scientific explorations do under these circumstances. They pull out a massive motorized bug fogger.
As you do.
He murders every species that lives at the top of that tree.
I know. It really disturbed me to see the butterflies fall. Like, that's like some kind of like mortal sin, right? To kill a butterfly. Isn't there like something about that? I don't know.
I think a mockingbird.
I know that.
Butterflies are free.
Sure.
I'm just going to keep naming movies till we hit something. Yeah.
Just keep naming cliches.
It's my super talent.
M butterfly. Anyway, it just feels, we don't want to go there.
Feels wrong.
It does feel wrong. So he sprays this giant motorized fogger up into the tree, and then butterflies and bugs and spiders start falling. I kept expecting a monkey to fall at some point because he's murdering everything that lives atop that tree.
Yeah.
And then they lay out these metal cylinders that are supposed to catch anything that falls from the tree. What a shoddy design these things were. 25% caught in these buckets, 75% just land on the ground, and everyone has to pick them up and put them back in those buckets. How about a tarp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would that be so wrong? I guess that's not very scientific and not very cinematic.
It's not. It doesn't make the same sound, Bart.
That's true.
That's true. You don't hear the think, 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 think. So some giant spiders fall as well. And apparently it's a species that at least Atherton has never seen before. He tells Manley, the photographer, to start taking photos. Manley starts taking a photo of this dead spider. And then the spider is not dead and attacks his lens.
Mm-hmm.
And he panics and falls off, and he crushes it under his foot on the ground. Here's a little hypocritical moment for old Julian Sands' character. So Atherton scolds him for killing this undiscovered species of spider, unchanged for millions of years. Pretty dickish for a guy that just murdered everything in that tree. But how dare you kill this one spider?
How dare you? Don't you know to use a fogger and get more than one?
There's only one humane way to do it, and it's with a motorized fogger.
Right.
Yeah. And you have to have hair like me to do it.
Yeah, that's fair. So they head back to camp, and we see this giant spider leap from a tree, and it lands atop their gear that they're walking back to camp.
Wait a second. Can we just stop there for a second? Are we saying that this spider is like, scheming?
That's what I was about to say. So we see a close-up of the spider looking down after he squashes the spider, almost like that spider's like, how dare you? I am going to fuck you up.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. And that happens several times throughout the movie where we see these close-ups.
Many times.
Of the spider's face. And before we jump in, the spider eyes, that tight shot that they use throughout the movie of the spiders where you can see the reflection of action happening in his eyes, that creature was created by Jamie from Mythbusters.
Yep.
How about that?
Yep.
Oh.
Very cool. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. And now I do.
This is not just entertainment, Alexis. This is infotainment.
That's right.
Oh, I didn't realize what I'd signed up for.
Yeah, nobody ever does. So back at camp, Manley, still suffering for a fever, decides to go rest.
Wait, can we talk about that for just like 2 seconds?
Sure.
What the hell was the point of the fever?
I guess so they can assume that's what killed him. Probably just a device so they don't question why he died.
Right.
If he didn't have a fever, they would go, oh, that's weird. There's blood coming out of his mouth. I wonder what it was. Let's investigate the tent. But I think it was a plausible excuse for them to not look further and just ship him back to America.
Because I know when I have a fever, I have blood coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, exactly. And you would think even an entomologist would know that I don't think fevers cause you to leak blood from your mouth when you die. That was the first kill.
Yeah.
And also the first moment where it's like, oh, okay, this feels like E.T., but we're going to have a little more sinister stuff. So he goes into spasms because the spider bites him and dies almost immediately.
Yeah.
So they ship his body back to America, but that damn spider hitches a ride in the casket.
Of course he does.
Wily spider. And again, this is very Amblin, very Steven Spielberg. The aerial shots across the water.
Yeah.
So we do an aerial shot to another aerial shot, which follows the hearse in Canaima, California. And it follows the hearse all the way to the funeral home where Manley is from.
Right.
We follow that hearse right into the funeral home where local mortician Irv Kendall, played by Roy Brockman, opens the casket to see Manley's corpse is drained dry like a mummy.
Ooh, it's creepy looking.
How did that happen so fast is what I want to know.
It was probably a much longer travel time than
A slow ship ride back.
Also, can we talk about how sassy the mortician is?
Oh, yeah. Was he eating too? I think he was eating.
He was eating, definitely.
He was eating a lot. In fact, almost all the scenes he was eating.
He was eating.
At the party, at his house, all of it.
He was a very sassy man.
He's very sassy. There was, I think a couple of weeks ago, we had an episode where like 4 people in the movie were on MASH. This movie, a lot of people were on Seinfeld, and he was on an episode of Seinfeld once. As well as the actress who plays his wife, who is known for being on the Drew Carey Show for 9 seasons.
Yes, that's why I thought I recognized her. She always wore a lot of makeup, though.
Yeah. She didn't have a lot of lines in this. It almost seemed like she was kind of getting her
feet wet.
Getting acclimated to the business. Yeah, exactly. She seemed a little uncomfortable on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was holding back.
She was holding back. Yeah. Let's say that's one of your first films and it's a Steven Spielberg produced Amblin. I think that you're rightfully a little nervous.
Walking around the set with Frank Marshall and Kathleen Kennedy. You're like, hey guys, hey, hi.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would have been the same way.
Yeah. We see the spider escape through the doggy door of the funeral home. Spooking the cat and the dog that are hanging out in the mortuary, which if you're going to have your body embalmed, you want there to be a lot of animals around, just to spice things up.
Duh.
Yeah.
So the spider goes out the doggy door and immediately gets picked up by this crow. This crow picks it up in its mouth, starts flying. We follow the crow in the air, and then it drops dead and falls straight to the ground and lands in the frame, in the foreground, right in front of camera. There's an old barn in the background, and then a car pulls right between the dead crow and...
It's brilliant.
Yep, it is brilliant.
In all realness. This is why I love Steven Spielberg. I mean, everybody does.
Right.
But it's so epic, and the plot of the movie is just ridiculous, but everything is still so great, and you're intrigued and interested, and you start to attach yourself to these characters.
Yeah.
For different reasons.
It's an old school type creature feature, but made by amazingly talented people. So it gives it a whole different edge. Like there's another movie like 8-Legged Freaks where it's farcical horror comedy, but that was not the caliber of the people that we're dealing with in this movie.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's just that shot alone.
You want to talk about motivated camera work.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to do a cool camera move, what's the motivation of that camera to get from here to here? There's got to be a motivation. You can't just do it because it looks cool. And so we follow that crow into the air, onto the ground, boom. Immediately we see the barn. We get to meet the family, which is the Jennings, which is Dr. Ross Jennings, played by Jeff Daniels, and his wife Molly Jennings, played by Harley Jane Kozak, and their 2 children.
I love Harley Jane.
I know.
I love her so much.
I had forgotten that she was in this. And immediately I remembered how much I loved her in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Parenthood and When Harry Met Sally. I can't even talk about that movie. Oh, we all know I love that movie, but oh my God.
Who is she in When Harry Met Sally? I am blanking on. I remember her in Parenthood.
She's Harry's ex-wife.
Right.
We just ran into Helen when they're singing Oklahoma in the Sharper Image.
Yes. Yes. Okay, now.
It's Helen. She says
Helen?
really loudly in the microphone. Hi, Harry, how are you? Did she look big? Anyway.
Such a great scene. Can we also just take note to the 90s fashion for a minute? They had her in so many high-waisted mom shorts.
Oh, the culotte girl. It was the age of the culotte. Yes.
And I feel like she had a bump it a half up, half down throughout the whole thing. Peter Pan collar.
Yep, all the way. Oversized sweaters.
It just felt very nostalgic for me. That's what my mom used to dress like back then. And you just knew she was a good mother because the shorts were almost to the knee.
Right.
Yeah.
And also Jeff Daniels. It's weird to think about this movie was in 1990.
I know.
And Dumb and Dumber was in 1994. We're talking 4 years later.
When I think of Jeff Daniels, I think of, obviously there's Dumb and Dumber, but he really is one of the best serious dramatic actors of our time.
Terms of endearment.
Everything. And then you see him in this and you're like, am I attracted to Jeff Daniels?
I mean, I thought
what's
Julian
going on
Sands
here?
was good looking, but look at Jeffrey.
I was like, he's really giving dad energy in the best kind of way right now.
He was so everyman, that very Anglo-Saxon William Hurt, right? That's William Hurt.
Yeah, it's William Hurt.
In this Bill Pullman kind of way.
He's a sensitive guy in this movie, too.
Yeah, we find out right away why he's sensitive, because there's a spider in the house on one of the kids' toys in the box, and he immediately calls his wife to come take care of the spider. And she takes the spider out into the barn. The barn's going to play into this very heavily moving forward. So she releases this house spider into the barn. And there's a scene where we see the Venezuelan Super Spider and the common house spider, I think, in foreplay.
It's true love.
They were holding hands.
They were holding fuzzy legs. Yeah.
Well, they were mirroring what the humans were doing inside the house. I don't know if you remember that. Well, okay, wait, let's take it back. It all came back to it's bad luck to kill a spider
in a new home
when you move into the house, right?
Right.
So she takes the spider out to the barn. Fast forward to that night. It's bad luck to not make love in your house the first night you move in.
First night.
Yeah. And they do this callback line where they go, you just made that up.
Yeah, you just made that up. So they kiss, they embrace, and then we pan over to the barn where we see
hardcore spider sex.
Where's the X rating?
We see Super Spider, and it's like, I love you. Let's make babies and kill this town.
Yep.
To me, that was the scene that stood out the most to me. It was wild. There was not another scene like that really in the entire movie.
No.
They were like, you know what? Let's just have some spider sex real quick.
And it was so gentle, too.
Yeah. It was very gentle.
Was there a small part of you that wanted the song Secret Lovers to be playing in the background?
Yes.
A small part, no. All my being, yes.
Secret Lovers.
Yes. It's what we are.
I really kind of wanted that to happen, but it's fine. Yeah, they were very gentle.
It was incredibly gentle and soft. I was like, whoa, what the hell?
At this point, though, in the 70s and 80s, movies on network television with a lot of sex scenes, they would cut the sex scenes out, and they had footage of like the beach and sunsets. They would just stick into these movies, and the music would play, and they would just cut out the sex scenes.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what this felt like, because when we see the spiders about to get it on, we fade to black.
Yeah.
This fade to black happens throughout the film, and this is the only thing in the entire movie for me. It's like, what are all these dips to black for? And they will happen. They almost feel like commercial breaks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But those dips to black were very odd and took me out of several scenes. But yeah, this one was perfect. Spiders are about to get it on. We don't need to see that.
Yeah.
Dip to black.
Give them their privacy.
Yeah.
Give the spider. You know what? I've been a huge advocate of spider privacy for most of my life, and I just want to stand by that right now.
Yeah. Spider sex privacy.
Yeah, I'm in Washington a lot as a lobbyist for spider privacy.
They've been through a lot.
They have.
The Anti-Fogging Venezuelan Act of 1993.
So it took them a few years to finally get it passed. Yeah. Because everybody in Big Fogger was fighting them left and right.
It's a huge industry.
Yeah.
You've probably heard of it.
Huge industry.
Fuggers.
So we fade back in from this dip, and then we're at Dr. Metcalf's office, where Ross, Jeff Daniels' character, is meeting with him. And Henry Jones, I can't name you one thing he was in, because he was in my entire childhood.
Entire life.
Every TV show from the 70s and 80s he's been in.
He's in everything. Veteran character actor.
Vertigo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vertigo.
Yeah.
That
Was
was
in Vertigo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the big one that stood out to me too.
I mean, he was in Silver Spoons. He was in Murder, She Wrote. He was, MacGyver. I mean, it's literally... Can we talk about Falcon Crest? I mean, what in the world? He was in fucking Falcon Crest. I was obsessed with that show. And he was also in 9 to 5, Alexis. He was in 9 to 5.
Yeah.
What a way to make a living. Barely getting by. It's all taken and no given. But that's Henry Jones for you.
Yep.
So we find out right away that he's kind of a dick, and he was set to retire. The whole reason that the Jennings family came to this town, and he's changed his mind. He's not going to retire. And so that leaves Dr. Jennings with 0 patience and the dude's a dick.
I mean, honestly, he moved his entire family there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, with the expectation of running this entire operation, this entire office. And what does he do? Pull the rug out from underneath him.
And immediately he says, if my wife can't make me change my mind, Dr. Jennings, you certainly can't. And it's like, wow, you went there quick.
Yeah, you know what? You're next. You're on my list, Doc.
I knew when he said that.
You knew.
There's a spider bite in his future.
Yeah.
Never be mean to Jeff Daniels. That's how you know.
Even Henry Jones couldn't get away with it.
Yeah, nobody could.
Mm-mm.
Not to jump too far ahead, but I almost felt like throughout this movie there was some sort of vendetta the spider had for Jeff Daniels and the way he was singled out. But we'll get to that later.
Maybe it was his really good wine collection. He was just Jay. He
Like,
was just
what
super
the
Jay.
hell?
Not the chateau.
Some of that wine was from countries that the spider did not approve of.
Honestly, same. Yeah.
Same.
So outside of Metcalf's, we see Dr. Jennings leaving, and outside, Sheriff Parsons is writing him a parking ticket, played by Stuart Pankin. Stuart Pankin, I remember him when I was a kid from a show called Not Necessarily the News, which was a fake news program.
That is my favorite show from HBO. That show was everything. Was it the 80s or the 90s?
I think it was the 80s. It may have stretched between the two.
It did. You're right. You're right.
But I think he's probably best known as a voice actor because he was the voice of, got him blank on the dad on Dinosaurs.
Oh, right. I don't know the name of the dad either, but I remember the show. But that actor is always playing some sort of like, I don't want to call him Poindexter type character, but he's always like, gotta play by the rules or I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, know-it-alls.
You know it all. Yeah, brown noser, like that type of character.
High school principals, things like that.
But also like oddly like aloof and inept.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
He is a good actor. I mean, he's been in a ton. It's just none of it has like catapulted him into this, like, you know.
So outside, he's writing him a ticket, but he's saved by his neighbor, Margaret Hollins, who tells Jennings that she is now his one and only patient. She rips up the ticket and pisses off Sheriff Parsons. We're back at the house, and Molly goes out to the barn to take some photos and discovers this massive spider web in the loft of the barn.
They got busy after they got busy, okay?
They did.
That's the equivalent of a spider cigarette, is you just spin a gigantic kick-ass web.
Oh, yeah.
So she sees this giant spider web and then takes her husband out to see it.
Which is also kind of cruel and unusual punishment.
It is.
Knowing how scared he is of spiders, no real spouse in their right mind would be like, I'm sure it's going to be fine. You got to get over your fear by looking at this big fucking ginormous web. That's not going to work.
She never eye rolls him about this, but it's implied.
It's an implied eye roll. She was like, come on, doctor, therapy. That's what she said. I was like, and he just stood there and took that? I don't think so.
Yeah, I would have just been like, no, I'm not going.
Well, and as they head out to the barn, you know, you start to hear his origin story about why he's scared of spiders.
Yeah. So apparently when he was 2, a spider crawled on him.
He was in diapers.
Into his crib, and he still remembers it to this day.
Yeah. Well, the spider crawls up his leg, he said, and he was paralyzed. He couldn't move.
Almost like foreshadowing. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like with the writing here, with all of this crew, all of this team, all of this work, and you're going with a 2-year-old memory.
Yeah, I thought that was a little odd too.
You can't say I was 8 and I was playing outside.
I don't remember anything pre-6.
No, of course you don't. Not a chance we're going to remember being in the crib at age 2 with a spider. Not a fucking chance.
Mm-mm. Also, like, just a spider crawling up your leg isn't scary enough. Like, why not, like, got bit, had to go to the hospital?
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. He's felt the pain before, not just a fear of a spider on him.
Yeah.
And she even says it could have been a granddaddy long legs.
Invalidating.
That's right. She's throwing so much shade at him.
She's like, get the fuck over this, dude.
I feel like there was just a lot more they could have gone with than this little mediocre story about his fear. I grew up in a house where my brother brought some things home in some boxes.
It was a human head.
The box had brown recluse spiders in it. So the house that I grew up in had an infestation of brown recluse spiders.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So this is where my fear came from because I was constantly in fear of spiders. And I don't know if this was like just not a thing in the 90s, but I'm like, I don't know why my parents didn't take care of the situation, like bomb the house. Was that not a thing back then? Maybe not. I don't know. But I had to live in a house with a brown recluse infestation. So I have been mortified of spiders my whole life because of that. Okay, take that fucking Jeff Daniels and your 2-year-old spider crawling up the fucking leg. We had extremely poisonous spiders in my house growing up. That's where mine happened.
Maybe he's a little soft.
He is. He's sensitive. I told you guys. I mean, okay, I was attracted to him at first. But then he keeps whining.
I know, but he really comes around in the end, girl.
Yeah, he does bring it. He brings it home.
Girl, he brings it in the end. He don't even care about ruining his wine. Anyway, we can get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does bring it. He does eventually bring it.
He does. So speaking of, she tells him to look at the web. And he says therapy. And he climbs up to the loft and looks at the web. And then a board that he's holding onto breaks and he falls and gets hit in the face with a dead rat that's in the web. They laugh about it, so he's not too soft. So he gets up, he's screaming, he's got web all over his face, and they run outside kind of laughing about the situation. But at that moment, we see our first glimpse of the egg sac.
Ooh. Its heart is beating. It's pulsating. It's getting ready to hatch.
Yeah, that was a very Jurassic Park moment.
Very much so.
Yep. So we are now at a party thrown by Margaret Hollins, the Jennings neighbor. She throws a party so the whole town can meet the Jennings family and potentially become patients for Dr. Jennings because she doesn't like Dr. Metcalf. While at this party, we see that the egg sac has hatched and spiders are crawling all over the Jennings property. So they are ground zero for the spiders at this point.
Yeah.
This is our first shot of like multiple spiders, isn't it?
Yeah. Is this maybe like a good time to talk about, and maybe we can talk about it later, whatever you guys want to do, but just the spiderography, how they use the spiders, the trainers, these spiders were trained in certain ways. They used 98% real spiders, maybe 99, maybe the only one was that one big one.
Yeah.
I mean, the rest, they flew in from New Zealand.
Yeah, I read that. And they use like heat and air to attract them to move.
Hair dryers.
And like vibrational cues because they wouldn't go past certain areas. And I'm like, well, if I had known this growing up, I would have just had little vibrational, my room. I just would have been able to keep them out.
I read, so anytime they needed to set a boundary for a spider not to go to, so if they needed to, that's how they can control with hair dryers moving the spider from A to B, but they didn't want it to go past a certain point, and they would spray lemon pledge.
I read that too.
Spiders, for some reason, hate lemon pledge, so they wouldn't go near the lemon pledge, so they would stop at that point. So if you'd have known that when you were a kid.
Where was the internet in the 90s when I needed it? Like I would have doused my room in lemon pledge if I had known all of these things.
Also, how does one get the job of like spider wrangler? Would they hire like the crocodile hunter? What's his name?
Steve Irwin. I'm pouring one out for Steve Irwin.
I know.
Right now.
R.I.P.
It's a very specific set of skills.
Liam Neeson.
But yeah, no CGI for these spiders.
All practical effects and real spiders.
Love practical effects.
So we're at this party and we get to meet the Beechwood family, which is the high school football coach, Coach Beechwood and his family. Beechwood's played by Peter Jason. Let's talk about Peter Jason just for a second. He has 267 entries on his IMDb.
Good Lord.
But to horror fans, he's probably best known for appearing in 5 different John Carpenter movies.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
We find out his son is a star quarterback. Molly Jennings is at the table with the Beechwoods.
This line.
He says, my son's the star quarterback. She says, nepotism. And Mrs. Beechwood replies,
actually, we're Baptists.
If the best scene was the spider sex, the best line was that.
There were a lot of great little silly, just under their breath lines throughout this film that were really, really witty, especially about the sheriff.
What does he say? What could have killed it? He says, well, the shock of seeing Lloyd.
Exactly.
God,
sassy.
So sassy.
So yeah, the screenplay was written by Don Jacoby and Wesley Strick. Don Jacoby wrote some excellent horror later. He wrote Tobe Hooper's Life Force, which was originally called Space Vampires, which is an excellent film. And he also wrote a John Carpenter script for vampires, which is not John Carpenter's best, but hey, it happens. So after the party, Margaret Hollins is at her home by herself. A very melodramatic scene where she sits on the couch
Incredibly.
with a glass of milk,
Yeah.
picks up the photo of her dead husband and said, "Oh, you would have drank too many glasses of punch and been the life of the party."
It was creepy.
It was a little odd. It was
giving kind of like Norman Bates, like Psycho,
Yeah.
a little bit.
I guess that was her moment, like, oh, she loved her husband. She is as kind as we think she is. And then immediately gets bitten by a spider.
Yes.
Dead.
That one made me jump.
Oh, yeah.
So she reaches to turn the light switch off and it drops
That's it.
right on her hand.
That's one of the ones I can't. I mean, even to this day, turning off a light switch, I'm like, it's going to be fine. You're going to make it through. And there's not going to be a spider that's going to fall in your hand. It's just not.
My question is, like, how old were they trying to make her be?
I don't know.
She seemed like
Oh, no, he says when she dies,
68.
68, yes.
I feel like that's tomorrow for me. So what are we doing here?
They're making her act like she was like 80.
Yeah, she's like 90 years old.
Like a glass of milk. Yeah, I ain't buying it.
And I think we have another dip to black here. I can't remember.
Yes.
Yes.
Because there's like 10 in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So the next morning, Jeff Daniels is working on his wine cellar with this nail gun, which I hope the nail gun comes in later. Now, who's to know, really?
Who's to know?
Yeah.
Who's to know?
But his wife, Molly, has been trying to call Margaret all morning, trying to thank her for the party, and says her line is busy. So she sends her husband over to check on Margaret. So he gets there and finds her dead. And Sheriff Parsons arrives, and so does Metcalf. And he immediately calls it a heart attack and blames Jennings for screwing around with her medication.
Well, and then they ask for an autopsy. Jeff Daniels' character.
Yeah.
He gets refused.
Refuses it. Because you know why?
They just hate that big city doctor trying to make us do something. You don't know how this town is run. We don't need you and your big brain.
Also, that's suspicious to me. You're refusing an autopsy?
And also, like, immediately. He's like, no, it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, and Jeff Daniels says most cardiac arrest patients don't bite their tongue off.
You dummy. Like, what the heck are we doing?
Yeah, he immediately says, well, there will be an investigation into your involvement in her death.
I'm like, dude, for somebody who was supposed to leave, you're acting real weird. What kind of money laundering scheme is happening in your life?
Right there in that small town.
So we get to Margaret's funeral. Coach Beecham comes up to the Jennings and tells Ross to come by practice tomorrow and I'll throw some business your way. This one, oh boy.
This
boy.
This was unexpected.
So hang on, let's pause for a second because we've got another scene that happens first. But yeah, we're going to get back to this one because, whoa, my God.
Whoa.
After the funeral, we are at the Jennings home where at the 48-minute mark of the film, we see the arrival of Delbert McClintock, the exterminator, played by John Goodman.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he arrives because Ross Daniels had said earlier that he thinks they have termites because he was trying to shoot the nail. The nail wouldn't stick in the wood. So John Goodman shows up, accompanied by his own sax and harmonica theme song.
That's what I said when I watched it.
Dying.
I was like, are they playing the Roseanne theme song as he walks in?
Yes.
They played it
Oh,
twice, maybe 3 times when he's in a scene.
It's so 90s.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, oh, not only was he on Roseanne, but he's also going to be the comedic relief of the movie.
Oh, iconic.
But, you know, he doesn't find any bugs, just bad wood. But there are a couple of great lines here. When he's in the basement, he's looking in the basement with Molly.
Yeah. Would anyone object if I tore this floor out? I would.
Yeah.
False alarm, then lead on.
False alarm, lead on.
Lead on. False alarm, then lead on.
Yeah, Goodman, man. I got to tell you.
I just love John Goodman.
Oh, my God.
Name something that he was in that he wasn't good in. The movie may not have been the best thing in the world, but there is not a single thing that you can name that says, well, he was really shitty.
No,
in
he
that.
was great in everything.
Great in everything.
Roseanne.
God, Cloverfield.
Yeah, Cloverfield.
He was so fucking scary in Cloverfield.
Yeah, he was really scary. Raising Arizona.
Damn it, H.I., the sun don't rise and set on the corner grocery.
I knew that would get you going. I knew it. I know how to push your buttons.
Well, I ask why you aren't breastfeeding. You seem capable. Yeah, he's going to be one of those when that day comes, when we live on an earth without a John Goodman.
It's going to be a very sad day.
It's going to be like John Candy not being on this earth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, every Coen Brothers film, all of it. And apparently, even back then, Spielberg, they had just worked together. And so when he read the script, like he was like, this is John Goodman, and I won't produce this film if this is not John Goodman.
As he should.
And so Frank Marshall was like, I mean, duh. So he was the one.
His character kind of reminded me of George Wendt's character in House.
R.I.P.
Really scary movie, quirky,
Yeah.
odd, and then the next door neighbor shows up and he's really funny and he's the comedic element. And John Goodman was that comedic element in the film as well. Other than some very witty dialogue, he was that really, even though there were some over-the-top characters, he was the most over-the-top character in a good way. We needed it.
We did.
In a great way. We absolutely needed the comic relief.
You know what? He wasn't scared of the spiders either.
Ever.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you're right. He stole every single scene he was in. He was kind of my safe space in this movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like his comic relief was 100% necessary for me. I think I'd still be under a blanket hiding if it weren't for his character. I mean, he breaks the tension in exactly the right way. He lets you breathe and laugh basically right before the next spider drops on somebody's face. So, I mean, he's just right, kind of the timing of his scenes and his ability to play that comedy is really quite perfect in this movie, I think.
His appearances are paced out just at the right times when things are getting a little too tense.
Just at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
That it makes the film accessible to a lot of people.
I need harmonica. I need John.
Bring it back because I'm getting too scared.
Bring it back, please.
Yeah.
I'm too scared.
You know, it's like this harmonica helps, but can we add some sax to it as well? It's still maybe a little too scary with the
All I needed is Roseanne's laugh, and then we're good.
I just need Laurie Metcalf. That's all I ever need in my life.
True.
Okay, let's address the turn your head and cough moment. So
I was like, what?
Jennings gets to the high school and he meets Coach Beecham. And at first, in a casual conversation, they both realize that they haven't heard any crickets in town recently. So there's something going on there.
Something afoot.
Or a feet in this case.
Something is a leg. Stupid. Sorry. Remember.
So then we get Jennings right into the locker room where all of the high school football players drop trow. And Jennings walks down the aisle, no goddamn gloves on.
Nothing. Raw dog.
Cups every testicle, raw dogs these teenage boys' testicles, goes down from ball sack to ball sack to ball sack, no gloves, passing each kid's germs and bacteria from the previous ball sack to the next. A stone soup of bacteria all the way down the line to these kids.
Why? Okay, maybe I'm stupid. I am a woman. I've never had a son, so I can't really speak on this. Why would a doctor need to check the balls of all high school student football players?
We've all had it done. It's a hernia check.
Oh.
It was always the first day of sports. We always knew that we were going to have a doctor come in and have us turn our head and cough.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
Is that still happening?
I don't know. It doesn't seem very scientific, does it?
Why not in a private room?
Right. That's what I'm saying. They're all just out in the fucking open.
Okay, but would you do it in a private room?
I played basketball in high school, and doctor was in a room in the coach's office, and we just walked in there one at a time. There was no line of boys with our balls out. Yeah.
And now we know why Dr. Metcalf was against Dr. Jennings the whole time. He heard stories.
He did.
He heard stories of no gloves, and
It's all coming out now, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But that poor last kid in line who got all of the bacteria from every ball sack ahead of him, he just goes home.
Do we think there's any truth to that Chris Penn was the first football player that Jennings checked?
I don't know.
Oh.
We may need to look into that.
So here's my question. What was the significance of the ball check in this storyline?
He's desperate for patients. And he said, I'll throw some work your way. And he walks in and is like, oh, this is the work, checking teenage boys for hernias.
But it was beneath him.
This is the best he can do right now since his one patient is dead.
Gotcha.
Dr. Jennings sticks around for football practice, which is typically not something that doctors do after they've done the hernia check.
It's kind of bordering on creepy, but whatever.
Maybe he's just the caring kind of doctor.
Yeah.
And he just want to make sure that he didn't miss a hernia. And so he's going to watch this practice just in case someone grabs their groin and falls to the ground.
He's like, I got you.
Well, he didn't have anything else going on.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, it's like, I don't have any patience.
Yeah,
My wife's just taking photos at the house. And,
yeah, she's just going to throw fucking all kinds of shade at me when I'm home and scared of spiders, so I might as well just be here.
Yeah. So the kid gets called into the practice, and we see a spider crawl in through his ear hole of his helmet. Which, that creeped me out, too. Just the thought of it was going to be in your helmet.
Mm-hmm.
He goes out on the field. They throw him the ball. He gets hit by a couple of players. The scrum pulls away, and the kid's down. He's dead. Kid's dead.
Dead.
We're not afraid of killing people in this movie. Not even high school kids.
Nope. No one's safe.
No one is safe from the Venezuelan Super Spider. So kid's dead. I think it was after the kid's funeral. So he and his wife come home, and his kids are on the front porch sad, and they ask their kids what's wrong, and their kids say everyone in town now calls you Dr. Death.
That's tough.
But thankfully and quickly, we get to Dr. Metcalf's house, where he's walking on the treadmill with his wife in bed. And his wife, she's been in everything.
She was in Happy Gilmore. She was his grandmother.
She was his grandmother in Happy Gilmore. Exactly.
Can I trouble you for a glass of Shut the Hell Up?
She is the effing grandmother in Happy Gilmore. You're absolutely right.
But many other things, of course, too. From the 80s and 90s.
But you're right. I just watched the sequel 2 weeks ago, and I saw that clip. So yeah, Dr. Metcalf gets off the treadmill, puts on his slippers. We see a spider crawl into his slipper. Boom, bitten.
Dead.
Starts seizing up. Says, I'm having a seizure. But yeah, again, the wives in this movie, so unsympathetic. So he puts his slipper on. He's like, something bit me. And she looks over and sees a spider. And she goes,
it's just a spider.
Have you ever been with a human being who gets bitten by a spider and a person says, it's just a spider after they've been bitten?
No, it's evil.
It's all the women too, right? All the women are just throwing all kinds of shade at their men.
Okay. He kind of deserved it, though. He was kind of a jerk to her, you know?
Yeah.
She was like encouraging him, why don't we go outside and take a walk together? And he said, no. He basically was like, you dumb idiot. I need to keep track of all my steps on this thing. You don't know anything. You're a little wife. I'm a doctor.
That one kind of hit home for me, because when she said that and he gave that really rude response, I immediately realized I have given that a similar rude response to that same question before in my life. I actually saw my own inner Dr. Metcalf there a little bit.
Healing happens with arachnophobia.
It does. So boom, right away.
I knew he was dead when he snapped off at his wife.
Well, we were hoping he was dead the first time we met him.
Met him, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he keels over, bitten, boom, dead, gone. So the coroner arrives, which the coroner that was a little out of nowhere, wasn't it? That this coroner shows up?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought, like, who was this guy?
No real introduction.
Right.
No introduction, in his bolo tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Bolo.
I thought it was weird casting. I thought it was weird wardrobe.
Yeah.
I never really got comfortable with that character. And it didn't seem like he ever got comfortable in the movie either.
No.
Yeah.
I felt like maybe he was going to be a bad guy.
I thought so too.
Yeah, same.
Because right away, Jennings wants an autopsy, and he says something like, oh, I've heard about you. You refuse to accept the truth. And he's like, no, I accept the truth when it's true.
Mm-hmm.
He says, his wife says a spider bit him. The coroner says, I've never seen anyone die from spider bite. But he does agree to do an autopsy, and they find that there is acute poison in Metcalf's body. And so Jennings wants Margaret and the teen football players' bodies exhumed to see if they also have been bitten by spiders. And this time, he gets his way.
It's good.
He does get his way.
The very next scene, I thought, was probably one of the creepiest scenes in the movie, and reminded us, like, okay, this is we can scare you. It was when their daughter, the Jennings daughter, goes to a sleepover at the Beecham house.
Yeah, that was scary.
Oh, yes.
Let's talk about the Itsy Bitsy Spider song.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Boo.
I thought that whole scene was really well done.
It was.
Absolutely.
Can we also shout out the music supervisor or score, whoever did the score?
So it says the composer was Trevor Jones.
Shout out Trevor Jones, because I was thinking about it as I was listening to it. I'm assuming it either happened one or two ways. The little girl was just singing it, and then the person who did the score, they played it in a minor key, because the Itsy Bitsy Spider is actually a major key.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So they did it in a minor key, which makes it even scarier, but they did it to the key that she's singing it in. It was very well done.
Yeah, it was super creepy.
And all the time they're singing it, we see that there's this real spider in the room, and the spider's moving across the ceiling, going on a lamp. And then there's that fucking great shot of the doll with its eyes closed.
Yeah.
Yes. God, that felt so poltergeist.
Yeah, the doll's eyes open as the spider's coming down.
How'd that happen?
I can't remember. Were those things motion censored?
When you tilted them, yeah.
Yeah, when you tilted them. So it had to be some sort of wire behind it or something that would cause it to tilt. There was a lot of wire used in this, I know.
Yeah, you saw a lot of it, yeah. But yeah, I thought that was creepy. The doll's eyes open, and then the spider lands on the doll's face and crawls across its face. That was creepy. Dug it.
So well done.
Then they switched to Little Miss Smuffet.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. We got all the spider hits.
All the classics. Did they end up killing that spider? The two little girls?
Yeah, they did. It was crawling across the floor, and they throw a book down and step on the book and squish it.
Yeah.
Okay. Go them.
Yeah, go them. But as we know in this movie, the spiders always seek vengeance when you've killed one.
Mm.
My guess is the Beechwood family is going to have more spiders. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Next, Jennings reaches out to entomologist James Atherton.
Woohoo! Bring them back.
Here we go.
Bring him back.
Bring that hair back in here.
We cannot go this long, without having him. Speaking of, though, this was an interesting fact now that we've got Julian Sands back. Jeff Daniels, even though he was the leading man in this role, he doesn't show up until 20 minutes into the film.
True.
That's true. Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. But yes, let's bring Julian Sands back. I am here for it. I need hair.
I need Pantene commercials. Come on.
I need just stepped out of a salon.
Vidal
I need it.
Sassoon.
Vidal Sassoon.
Yes.
So yeah, Jennings reaches out to Atherton and tells him he has a problem that may be spider related. Atherton sends his assistant, Chris Collins, to Canaima instead. And he arrives just as they are exhuming Margaret's body. They bring Margaret's body and the teenage football player's body to the mortuary, and Chris Collins, Jennings, and the coroner all search the bodies for spider bites. They find spider bites on all three bodies.
Very easy to find, too, by the way.
Very easy.
Like, the mortician didn't see these.
First of all, Metcalf, fuck you. It's like,
Yeah.
did you even try?
Yeah.
Pardon my naivete, but is it within the right of a funeral director or a mortician to go, hey, I see something really weird on this body?
Yes.
Is there no line of command where you can just report that?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, they did that at the beginning with that body that was all dried out. What'd he do? He called the family.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, somehow these spider bites just escaped, even though they're so obvious, especially on Margaret's hand.
Yes.
That's all on Metcalf.
It's all Matt Castle.
Yeah.
Then Chris Collins calls Atherton and says, hey, you need to come to Canaima. We do have something going on here. Jennings, the coroner, and the sheriff, and Atherton's assistant, Chris, all go to Margaret's home to search for spiders, which just saying that out loud is like...
It sounds like something kids do.
It does.
Yeah.
So they search her house for spiders, and while searching, the sheriff starts chomping on an open box of cereal from the cabinet, which is what sheriffs do.
Mm-hmm.
The use of food in this movie.
Yeah, especially by people in their occupations.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yep. So he's chomping on the cereal, reaches in for cereal, grabs a handful, and there's a dead spider in his hand.
Yeah. Dried up spider.
Yeah, and that one got me too. It's like, again, I don't really think about spiders much, and it's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
No, the next one got me.
Mm-hmm.
Because this would actually happen for real.
But yeah, let's go straight there. So we immediately go to the Beecham's home where their teenage daughter is taking a shower.
Nope.
Everything about it. The spider's crawling on the curtain rod. She reaches back behind her head and her hand goes through a spider web that's all over the shower head. And then this fucking spider crawls from the back of her head down her face. And my first thought was, how is she not reacting to this spider crawling across her face?
Does she not feel it? No, it's there. What's going on?
Well, I mean, there's water pouring on her, so...
She's encompassed. She's just trying to shampoo her hair, Alexis. Come on.
Yeah.
And also, and this is the thing that gets me, because to this day, I have a fear of a spider crawling on me in the damn shower.
To this day, because of that scene. Correct.
Anyways, continue.
That was not supposed to happen. The spider was supposed to land on her chest, and instead it landed right here and crawled down her face, and she went with it.
Oh, the actress went with it.
Right. How did she not go completely bananas?
Because she's a professional. She did it.
So that spider crawls all the way down her face onto her chest and then drops to her foot, and she sees it, screams, kicks it down the drain. Again, I don't think about spiders till I see spiders on someone's body.
You're vulnerable in the shower. You're naked.
Yeah. Naked with spiders.
Mm-mm.
Ugh.
At Margaret's house, Jennings and Atherton's assistant find a living spider right away. And this is the first time we see Ross's arachnophobia in total full effect. He's frozen. Chris is asking him for help. He said, I need you to move forward to this spider so I can grab it with this glass. And he's totally frozen. He just can't move. But he sucks it up and he finds the courage and he steps forward. Spider runs. They grab the spider. So now they have a living specimen, for Atherton. And then we go to Delbert arriving at the Beecham household, and we do get our sweet, sweet sax and harmonica theme again.
And harmonica.
Of course.
Because it wouldn't be a Delbert scene without one. He kills the spider by stepping on it and says a line which on its own is funny, but it's also the most famous line from Stir Crazy with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. He says, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm bad.
I also think that it's another thing to make us feel good, Lindsey, right? You know, that we're safe.
That's right. He's got to provide that safety. It's also interesting, too, like they put a hole in the bottom of his boot so that when he would step on the spider would go inside the hole in his boot so that they wouldn't hurt the spider.
When I first saw that, I thought, man, that spider had to die. And then when I read that online, it's like, oh, wow.
It does sound like they went to really great care the entire time to make sure that they did not harm these spiders.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, as much as I love Steven Spielberg, and if I were standing in front of Kathleen Kennedy and Frank Marshall, I'd probably lose my mind. If somebody said, you can be in this movie, I'm not sure I could. I'd just say, can I hold the boom or something? I don't know if I'd be able to do it.
Yeah.
I think they all had to get comfortable with it. Julian Sands, there's an interview online with him when because they had to put him on his face when the spider attacks his face. And he said, I just really got comfortable around him. He said, in fact, I saw a tarantula in California on the road and I picked it up and took it and put it in the brush to keep it safe.
I feel like I could get more comfortable with spiders than I could snakes. I do not like snakes.
If the snakes are non-venomous, I think I'm okay.
They're just weird. Okay. Nah, they're weird.
Yeah.
And they'll still bite you and it still hurts.
That's what I'm saying.
Spielberg loves him some spiders and snakes in movies. He loves him some creatures, y'all.
He does. He loves a creature, a creepy crawler.
Yep. Oh, Atherton. He arrives in Canaima, and immediately Ross Jennings tells him that he thinks one of your Venezuelan spiders hitched a ride here on Manley's coffin.
Dun, dun, dun.
Atherton tells the group that the Venezuelan spider has mated with a regional spider.
Boy, did he.
To create a hybrid with the Venezuelan spider.
Boy, did he.
And how? As his assistant says, he's acting like a general sending his troops out to battle.
Yeah, he is.
In the film, is that the one they nicknamed Big Bob?
Probably.
Did they say that?
I'm saying while making the film, they named that big spider Big Bob.
Oh.
Like on the set. And they named him after Zemeckis.
Yeah.
So then Delbert arrives at Dr. Jennings' office where everyone is gathered to offer his advice. This time, Sands' theme song. I guess things are a little too tense at this moment.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Right.
No time.
Yeah, that felt wrong.
Atherton tells him that the queen will produce enough offspring that it got really dark here, that eventually the town is dead. And the next town, and the next town, and the next.
And the next town.
And everybody is dead.
Everybody will die from these spiders. All right, so Jennings tries to call the mortician because they've decided that probably since the spider arrived at the funeral home, that may be where the nest is. So they try to call the mortician. The line is busy because as the sheriff tells him, Irvin Blair always take the phone off the hook during Wheel.
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, so good.
You forget about landlines and you can't get a hold of
phone off the hook. I want to do that now.
Me too.
I know, right? But wasn't that the worst, right? When you didn't realize your phone was off the hook and everybody's been trying to call you? Man, people be freaking out everywhere.
And somebody would come over and go, hey, I've been trying to call you for hours.
But people freak out when you don't text them back, like, you know, in like an hour or something. And I'm like, hey, remember when I used to take my phone off the hook and you were like, oh, the phone's off the hook. We need that again. Yeah, remember that noise?
I'd totally forgotten about that noise.
Until just now. Unlocked a memory. Boom.
Boom. And I have phonophobia. And now every time someone mentions the phone, I can't move. I'm frozen. So Irv and his wife Blair are back at the house eating popcorn and watching Wheel. And so they're on the couch. And I thought, I like these characters.
Me too.
I did too. Roy and Kathy.
Can I just say, I feel like Roy might have been in the closet.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question.
Not even a close question.
Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page there. I just had to say that.
But it was obvious these two people loved each other.
Yeah.
Loved the moments they shared, even if what they shared was not the bedroom.
That's right. That's the spider's job.
It's platonic.
There's always Wheel. We always have Wheel to fill in.
That's Ajax.
So they're eating popcorn, and we see this shot of another one of those shots where you're like, again, I'm fine with the spiders. Guess I'm not. He reaches in to grab a handful of popcorn, and he grabs a living spider
Oh, God.
in this handful of popcorn. And then we leave that scene.
Oh, God. It's terrifying.
The very next scene, while Jennings, Chris, and Delbert are headed to the mortuary, Atherton notices Molly's photo on the wall at the doctor's office and asks the sheriff, like, where is this? And they say, well, it's at the barn at Jennings' house. He goes, take me there.
What was it about that picture?
I guess it was just he realized it was a web similar to the ones that his spider had made.
You're a very good scientist if you can tell the difference between different spiders and their types of webs that they weave. That's a pretty specific thing. Is it the hair?
Have we not established that this is Julian Sands?
Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. I apologize. You're right.
Come on, it's all in the hair.
At the mortician's home, Jennings and Delbert and Chris arrive to find Irv and Blair dead on the couch. And while checking Irv's pulse, a spider crawls out of Irv's effing nose, sending our arachnophobe doctor reeling. That was a pretty jarring little scene.
It was. It was a good scene. It was really good, creepy dead body effects, too.
Yeah, so obviously a prosthetic, but a well-made prosthetic.
So obviously, yeah.
A well-made one.
That's ballsy to put a prosthetic next to an actress who's playing dead, because hers was not.
No, she was real.
Exactly. So let's see. Atherton finds the spider web in the barn. So we go to the Jennings property, and the sheriff takes him there, and he says, you go to the mortician's house and get the rest of the guys, because this is where the nest is. So he finds the spider web in the barn and climbs up into the loft, and he sees a rat and a dead cat in the web.
Poor little kitty.
And back at the mortuary, Chris and Jennings ask, this is a funny scene. They ask Delbert if he has maps, if they can see that they can triangulate the area where the deaths are and find out where the nest is. And Delbert says in response to the map request, you think about buying here? It's like he's standing right there as they're talking, and he's just like, didn't even hear the beginning.
But see, it's what I'm saying. He's not scared.
No, not at all.
Business as usual.
But they look at the map and they see on the map that Jennings' house is ground zero. They rush out to the house. Immediately we go back to the barn, and Atherton's, he's looking around and he sees all the stuff in her web, and he says, you've been busy, and taps the connecting web. And then the spider leaps onto his face and bites him, attacks him, and kills him.
Gets him. Yeah.
Now we have no great hair for the remainder of this film.
That was really sad. I mean, Jeff Daniels can kind of like step in a little bit with his like blonde, side thing, but no.
His late 80s, early 90s semi-mullet.
Side part situation.
Jennings, Chris, and Delbert arrive at the doctor's property, and Delbert goes out to the barn to destroy it. That's what Jennings says. Just destroy it. So he goes out to the barn to just burn down his barn. Delbert climbs up into the loft and finds Atherton's body already wrapped in a web.
Oof.
She's not fucking around. She's
they're very busy.
Very, very busy in a short amount of time.
And strong.
Awfully strong.
Freakishly strong.
And as we find out later, fire resistant to some extent.
As it were.
It's kind of like the Michael Myers of spiders,
There are a lot of scenes where the spider is like a character. We'll get to it, but there's a scene later where it is shot like the spider is a human character running behind objects, hiding, and it's so well done.
Yeah.
Right.
The way they shoot this, the way they cover the spider makes it feel like a major character and not just this little thing. They did an excellent job of taking these small creatures and making them so looming and dangerous.
Yeah, big.
They did.
Ross and Chris go inside the house to check on Dr. Jennings' family, and inside we see Molly and the kids are in the living room watching Family Ties. And my first thought was, I wonder why they chose Family Ties.
Good family fun.
Good family fun. The very next scene we see, which is a spider crawl across Michael J. Fox's face on the screen. And then all hell breaks loose.
This has to be a Back to the Future thing, right?
Yeah.
We want to get Michael J. Fox in here
Well,
somewhere.
Steven Spielberg. He loved to reference other things, other people.
Big Bob Zemeckis. I mean, I'm just saying, it felt right.
It did.
Yeah, and it was perfect. Now, who doesn't want to see a spider crawl across a young Michael J. Fox's face either? Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Because that is scary.
Things I didn't know I needed.
So yeah, now all hell breaks loose and spiders start coming from god dang everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the windows, the floorboards.
Yeah.
So they all try to escape, but even the front door is filled with spiders. So
Oh, and the sink.
the sink. So they run upstairs to try to climb out on the roof, and they're in the
Yeah, I got to say, you guys, and I hate to admit it, I did have to fast forward through this scene. It was too much for me. I was itching.
They get in the bathroom. They're in a small space. The first time all these characters are in a well-lit small space, and there are spiders everywhere. Spiders coming out of the drain, spiders coming through the keyhole in the doorknob.
How did they do all of this? That was like, as terrifying as it was, I'm sitting there thinking, I don't get it.
The hairdryer. It's a hairdryer.
I guess so. Just shoving a hairdryer on the other end, just trying to get them.
Ooh, I have house shoes on right now, and now I'm upset. Okay.
While they're in the bathroom, the entire family, wife and kids, and Atherton's assistant are able to get outside on the roof and get to the ground, but Jeff Daniels is trapped inside. For the next 15 minutes of the film, Jeff Daniels' character, Dr. Jennings, gets touched. I counted. He touches 7 different spiders and doesn't get bitten.
No.
There's only, I think, one other character. I think it was the teenage daughter who touches one and doesn't get bitten.
Yeah, Becky.
You know why? Because he's motherfucking Jeff Daniels.
He's got ninja spider skills where he can just shrug them off.
He's Jeff fucking Daniels.
He's Jeff fucking Daniels. In a stalker film, they're trying to get the teenagers that are having sex. And
That's right.
And Jeff Daniels isn't trying to have sex.
No, he's not.
He's the virgin.
He's the virgin.
He's the Virgin Mary.
He's our final girl.
He's the final girl. Yeah, he's our final girl. Exactly.
These are just the little babies, right? He pisses off,
Yeah.
Big Bob.
Well, Big Bob had it coming. He was getting all cocky.
Yeah, he did.
So Molly and the kids and Atherton's assistant are all outside. They see spiders everywhere. One of the kids says, "Mom, spiders," which is like, have you not been paying attention, kid? They've been everywhere.
You're kind of slow. Yeah, he's kind of stupid.
So there's some spiders on the front porch, and then there's this great shot with light behind him. I can't remember if it's like the headlights, but it's Delbert walking towards frame, and he says, "Rock and roll."
Hell yeah.
And starts spraying the exterior of the house, which is now covered in thousands and thousands of spiders.
I think Delbert has dreamed of this day.
He has. He's a simple man.
Oh, I think he's living his best life.
100%.
He had fantasies about this, but he never thought it would actually come true. And now
Yeah.
this is one shining moment. This is it. And then right here, spraying the fucking spiders off the house, we dip to black.
The choice moment. Nice work.
Dip to black, dip back in, and Ross is in the bathroom, which is couldn't we not just cut to that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Man, it just takes you right out in this weird... I don't understand why Frank Marshall did that. There's too much power on that set for them to get away with that in post.
Did Spielberg not just sit there and go, "Hey, yeah, here's a note. Those all have to go. Those make no sense."
The only one that makes sense is after The Secret Lovers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what we are.
It's filmmaking 101. You always dip to black after hardcore spider fucking.
I think that's consistent throughout Hollywood.
Yeah, I think that was Murnau that said that.
Leave it to the imagination.
So Ross gets out of the bathroom. Outside in the hallway, he falls over the railing, bad wood, and crashes through the floor, bad wood, and lands in the cellar. That's a long, hard fall.
That's quite a fall.
Didn't break a single bone.
But yeah, that's a 2-story fall onto concrete.
Right.
And lands on his back.
Yeah.
He limps around. He's injured.
Give us a good 1 minute of limping, Jeff. Okay, you took a nasty spill. Just act your way through it.
This may be something that didn't make it in the movie. He had internal injuries, and then after the end, he died.
Right.
Could have been.
When he's in the basement laying on his back, he realizes he's in the goddamn nest.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
He even says, "I'm in the goddamn nest." He pretty quickly electrocutes one of the big spiders. Which one is this one? This would be the Venezuelan spider, right? Not the queen.
No. Yeah, this was the Venezuelan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he electrocutes the Venezuelan spider, says therapy as a third callback.
Therapy. Mm-hmm.
And he sees the egg sac. So he finds the spray can. I rewound it to see where the spray can came from. I guess he just found it. They don't show what it is.
They just handed it to him.
Yeah, just take this, Jeff Daniels. Finds a spray can and a lighter, and he creates a little homemade flamethrower with it.
Yeah, he's badass. It's Jeff fucking Daniels.
It's Jeff fucking Daniels.
It's Jeff fucking Daniels doing what Jeff Daniels do, kicking ass. He breaks off one of his cognac bottles.
Not the cognac.
Not the cognac. So he breaks off the top of the cognac, and he throws it onto the egg sac, but immediately pisses off the queen. And the queen raises up and hisses.
Hisses. It's not a thing.
It works.
Hissing is just scary, you know?
It is. So then, as we all know, look, Jeff Daniels loves his wine collection. I mean, we all know that. I mean, any
From the get-go.
From the get-go. Any novice, people who haven't seen this film, is like, what do you know about Jeff Daniels? It's like, well, first of all, he's got great hair, and he loves his wine collection.
Adores it.
So he has to start sacrificing his wine bottles as he's laying on the ground, trying to keep the queen at bay, throwing in all these wine bottles. At one point, he picks up a bottle and he says, not the chateau.
Not the chateau.
I feel like Lindsay and I would be doing that, actually.
Yeah, I did enjoy one of the lines from earlier when he's looking at it and he's like, hey, be careful with that one. It's like $127 a bottle. And he's like, oh, wow, is it good? And he's like, who can afford to drink it? So good. Not the chateau.
Not the chateau. A family might die, but not the chateau.
While trying to kill the queen with his homemade torch, he falls to the ground. He keeps getting up and falling down and getting up and falling down.
He keeps falling a lot.
And this time he's laying on his back. And he's burned the queen a couple of times with his fire. So she's proven to be fire resistant. And he's laying on his back, and the queen crawls up his leg, not biting him.
Aha.
Yep. And he is mortified, almost like a baby in a crib.
Almost like a 2-year-old in a crib.
Can't move, huh?
Frozen.
Immobilized.
She starts walking up his body. There's a board across his chest from some of the debris. And she walks up onto the board, and he does one quick whack, catapulting her across the room. So she flies across the room, lands in a pool of flames.
Yeah.
And on cue, the egg sac hatches, and the spiders start pouring out. And the queen jumps out of the fire. On fire. Yeah, now she's become Jason or Michael.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And this was what I was talking about earlier, that scene where he's trying to spray her with the flame, and she's running behind. The camera's low in the ground, and we see him in the background. She's in the foreground. She'll run behind an object and stop, almost like in a shootout, like an actor.
Yeah.
Right. It is totally. Yeah.
So she's on fire, running around the room trying to attack him. He finds the nail gun that he was using earlier and cocks it. And just as the fire-engulfed queen leaps at his face, he fires the gun, sending a nail into the queen and sending her flying across the room where her burning body is nailed to the egg sac.
Yes.
Oh, the screams. The spider screams.
I actually had to rewind that scene. I was like, no, what just happened?
Yeah.
Because it happened so fast.
It does happen fast.
They should have done a slow-mo.
Just one shot, the nail goes and sends her across the room. One hell of a shot that only Jeff Daniels could do. One fell swoop.
One fell swoop.
She's on fire. Her body is burning. How can we live when the spider's burning? Spider's burning the egg sac. He's still laying there, and Delbert arrives and pulls him up and says, don't mention it. Like he has saved the day.
Well, we're all living in Delbert's world, you know?
That's very true.
So yeah, he gets him out of the basement and gets to the yard where his wife Molly is waiting, and she says the kids are safe. I was hoping we'd see a shot of the house burning down, but there's just not. They're just sort of a medium shot of them in the yard.
Instead, it cuts to a city skyline.
San Francisco. This couple's back to their big city life.
That'll teach you to never move to the country again, where you feel safe now in San Francisco.
I certainly don't think I would. Speaking of small town, did that town remind you at all of the town in Beetlejuice?
Yes.
Yes.
It also reminded me a little bit of Stars Hollow from Gilmore Girls. I don't know if you guys are familiar.
I am.
And he's back in wine country.
What do you know? What are they drinking?
The Chateau.
They're drinking that saved bottle of Chateau.
Finally.
They're back to their lives where nothing can go wrong, and then we get an earthquake tremor.
Yes.
Which sends them out of frame. The bottle of Margot falls over, starts pouring out.
So sad. After all that work.
Did they even get a sip?
Maybe a sip.
I think he would have been a little bit more careful with that, knowing Jeff Wine Daniels. He would have grabbed a bottle of wine. He wouldn't have let that.
Of course, maybe they were running to check on their kids and make sure they weren't killed.
Thank you for saying that. How little were these kids in this film?
Thankfully, very little.
They were barely in the film at all.
At all.
Feels like a we got to save our family kind of thing. But they're like, oh yeah, do we have kids? Are they somewhere around?
So that's our last shot of the movie, the bottle spilling with San Francisco skyline outside the window. And I guess we go dip to black.
Per usual.
So that's it. My initial thought is, what a great movie.
Yeah.
How about that?
I think it was a good movie.
I do too.
It was. I honestly, because I was so terrified the first time, I'm just terrified this time. But it's a really good movie.
I think that anything Spielberg is a part of, whether no matter how, I don't want to call it silly, but I'll say silly, the content is.
I mean, Gremlins, you can say
yeah, it is silly. It's still a great movie.
Oh, I mean, you can feel his fingerprints all over this thing. And what's funny is, I guess because I hadn't seen it since 1990, I completely forgot that he was involved in this in any way. And I mean, of course, as soon as I saw the Ablin Entertainment logo, I was like, is it really? And then I was like, oh, duh, Frank Marshall directed this. Of course.
I didn't think about it either.
Yeah, it's the whole Amblin vibe, Gremlins, Poltergeist, even the beginning of E.T. You know, the beginning of E.T. is really kind of scary.
Yeah.
He's so good at that, like being terrified and also entertained. It's such a roller coaster. You're laughing, you're screaming, you're covering your eyes. He's so good at that.
But Frank Marshall, who directed it, he didn't direct a lot after this, but...
was this the first time he directed?
Yeah. But he did direct, I think it was 4 years ago, that Bee Gees documentary, which I thought was great. Very well done.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that.
I thought that was excellent. All right, so yeah, that's Arachnophobia. I'm glad we watched it. I'm glad I saw it again for the first time in 35 years. It was a fun romp.
It is.
It was. Thank you guys for having me watch this and talk it through to its entirety.
8 legs, 2 fangs, and an attitude.
Was that the slug line?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that.
It did have an attitude.
All right, Lindsey, do you have your questions up?
Yeah. We have to talk about, and this is, I think, going to be a really interesting for this one. I think I know where this is going to fall for you guys, but I'm very curious to hear where you think it falls on the comedy horror meter. More comedy, more horror. How does it, kind of walk the line between comedy and horror?
Well, for me, I would say the comedy meter would be about, I would say 60%. It's not like a 100%, oh my God, I'm laughing so hard the whole time. I think for me, it's very specific though, because of the time period that it was made, the 90s. So it's got a lot of those 90s tropes in there, which made me laugh, So I don't necessarily think it might have been funny back then when it was made, but it's funny now to me more so because of that.
Oh, so like maybe the type of comedy it was didn't have like a wide appeal in the 90s?
I don't even think that they were trying to make it a comedy. I think John Goodman was funny, but I feel like they were actually trying to make it a little scary back then. But because it's got so many 90s acting and lines in there, that's what makes it funny for me.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because they coined the term for this film when they released it as a thrillamedy. They didn't want to call it a horror film.
Oh.
So that means they were at least somewhat aware of it being funny.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to call it a horror.
I wasn't super scared watching it. I was more creeped out about that one scene that I had to fast forward through.
Oh, right.
I think this is the first film that we've watched that on this comedy horror scale, it's almost like horror, comedy, drama.
It is a drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 90s drama. So it's tough to ignore the drama for this one and just call it horror comedy, because if you have to take out the drama and you have to put it on a scale, I'd call it 50-50, because we're going to call the spiders horror. We're going to call the witty dialogue and John Goodman comedy. So I think it's right in the center, but you can't deny that 90s melodrama.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Jeff Daniels brought the drama.
Yeah, I definitely would put it right in the middle. Not straight comedy, not straight horror. So I think it does walk the line really well. I mean, it's just hard for me because it leans horror for me because of my phobia,
Yeah.
right? Which has gotten better as I've gotten older, I have to admit. Like owning your own home and taking care of your own house. There are still some stifling moments that I have in my home where I do have standoffs with spiders. And then there are others where I know seriously where I'm like immobilized. And then there are others where I'm fine. I'm fine when I'm outside. That's your territory, right?
Yeah.
But this is my dance space, so get out of my dance space. But so the movie itself, I think, absolutely falls right in the middle. But just for me personally, it was pretty terrifying. Those horror moments. But I think the comedy is kind of what makes it rewatchable.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, so then let's talk about what our elevator pitch for this film would be. So if God, this one's tough. There's a lot of different ways we could go with this. What would your elevator pitch for the movie be?
Oh, God. I'm going to let y'all go first on that one.
Mine's short and sweet. An old school creature feature made by some of the heaviest hitters in Hollywood.
Oh. I mean, what more could you want?
Well, I don't think we should even go, Alexis. No, go ahead.
What if I just said the same thing, but then I said, and Jeff fucking Daniels.
I thought you were going to say with spider fucking.
And spider fucking.
With spider fucking. With tender, tender moments between spiders.
Don't you want to see that? What's yours?
I said Jaws with spiders, but funnier. And more traumatizing if you're me.
And spider sex.
That's what I said.
Oh, and Julian Sands' hair.
And Julian Sands' hair.
Yeah, a disservice to any pitch for this movie where we don't mention Julian Sands' hair.
I'm done. Yeah. I'm signed it. Where do I pay?
Yeah, he kind of has this sting look, doesn't he, Julian Sands?
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a sting look. I was looking at Julian Sands, sorry.
Yeah, I get it.
Let's Google imaging.
Alexis, that was fun. Thanks for joining us for that.
That was super fun. Thank you, Alexis Grace.
Thank you. I feel like I'm delicious dish right now. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Lean in. So we mentioned West Coast, and that is available now. What else is on the horizon music-wise from you?
Music-wise for me, I am almost finished. Been a 2-year project for me on my first full-length album. It's been a journey.
I thought I'm So Done was off an album for some reason.
That was an EP. But this is my first full length, and it's coming out next spring. And yeah, it's been 2 years in the making. I've written all the songs myself, and I'm just really proud of it.
They're incredible.
Thank you. Lindsey came to a show of mine the other night where I played all the new stuff live. It's just been a lot of work.
She totally killed it. We missed you, Bart.
Yeah.
But she totally nailed it.
Well, I'm not saying to killing it, but we missed you.
Yeah, you were great.
That's kind of where I'm at now. I'm almost completely finished with the music. It's about to be sent off to mastering. So,
heck yeah. Do you have a working title?
I do. I don't know if I should say it. I'll tell you. It's called The Amazing Alexis Grace. That's the title.
We do have a video referencing the title, so...
We do.
By we, of course, I mean Alexis does. I just say we because I got to play a fun part in it.
Yes, Lindsey was in the music video for West Coast, if you guys want to check that out. It's pretty funny.
Any website or anything that people should go to?
Follow me on Instagram, Alexis Grace Music. And then, of course, definitely follow me on Spotify. My artist name is Alexis Grace, and stream my latest single. My website is alexisgracemusic.com, but as an artist, streaming my music is like worth its weight in gold. So stream my music, guys.
There it is. Thank you for your time. I'm glad you did this.
Me too. Thank you. This is fun. You guys are fun. I'm going to go watch another scary movie now.
You got it.
I'm in the mood.
I love you. Thank you so much for joining us.
I love you too.
Thanks, Alexis.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
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 Lindsey, that was fun.
Wasn't that fun? Oh my God. All right, sorry, I'm going to stop saying it at some point. That was so much fun. I mean, she is just one of the funniest, kindest, sweetest humans. And the three of us are close anyway. So I knew the conversation would be a lot of fun between the three of us. But man, I'm glad it was us talking about spiders. I think if it were anybody else, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it. So I'm glad it was you and Alexis.
Good times were had by all.
Good times were had by all. And her music is so good. She should be a household name.
Well, I'm so glad that she plays live shows a lot now.
Yeah, her show on Thursday was packed. And it was so much fun.
Yep, she rocks.
Yep, she rocks. That was really a lot of fun.
Yep, you rock too.
I don't know about that. She's better. You're better. We're all, yeah, it's fine. I'm just here. I just show up.
Lindsey, we're done. That's it.
Oh my God.
Again, I just want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and to all our listeners, to all our listener,
To all one
I'd like to wish
happy Thanksgiving, Joey Carr.
We'd like to personally wish happy Thanksgiving to Joey Carr. Actually, one of the directors of Deadstream, Joseph Winter, reached out, said he loved the episode.
Wow.
So you never know who's listening.
Well, we got maybe a couple of listeners.
Maybe so.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Bye, Lindsey.
Bye, Bart.
All music for this podcast is provided by MKE. To hear more of his music, visit his band's website at detectivemusic.com and Detective on Spotify.